dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
'Tis the season to get scammed, is what we've been saying here. Why is that? Because we're getting calls. It's the time of the year, you know. Men are lonely, they're looking for romance company, you know, a beautiful woman.
Getting colder, and
They want to find a woman. And they visit particular websites. And these websites, they're scam websites. And you guys following this channel know this by now, but maybe there's some new viewers who have found us and gone, this sounds exactly like what's happening to me right now. And so there are websites out there. Actually, let's back it up a little bit. So
you're a single guy who looking for a relationship, and
Yeah.
you start browsing on a website, on an internet.
On the internet.
Yeah.
And you may even ask ChatGPT. If you ask ChatGPT where's a good place to meet Ukrainian, a good website to meet Ukrainian women, it actually suggests the scam sites.
And one in particular.
Yes, our famous.
I really, what I need, I don't want to say the name, it starts with letter S, but their marketing team is really strong. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Every second guy who is calling us been using this
incredible.
website. Incredible.
I take my hat off to them when it comes to creative marketing. So you find, you Google it, and then something pops up. It might be an ad, or maybe you go down a bit further and it's like a blog of somebody talking about it who looks like they may be knowledgeable in this industry. And sometimes one of them is like that I saw recently, which was just blew my mind, was it looked like a legit psychologist website for helping couples, and it was amazing. And then it had how to meet Ukrainian women, and it had them all listed. And it even had a phone number for the psychologist, which I called, and it said that she is not here right now, leave a message. It was so well done to convince you, and on every single point, that it was legit. It's not legit. Okay, so then you end up at this website. It will ask you a bunch of questions. Are you a man, woman? If you ever get to a website and it says, are you a man or a woman?
That's it.
Leave it. It's fake.
Leave it. Just leave it, okay?
And so what happens is you start writing and you get 20 free credits, and then you get hooked onto speaking to some woman who's reaching out to you. This is all fake. And these websites right now must be making millions of dollars especially this one with the S, millions of dollars every single month. Every guy is on this website. And we only speak to probably a small, very tiny little percentage of guys that are doing this. And they're losing tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even each, thousands and thousands of dollars.
And you may say, how do they know that? Are they sure? Because I'm getting letters from a girl who is very genuine. She say that age doesn't matter, look doesn't matter, and she really into me. I feel that she's very
tired
good person.
of guys that aren't serious.
Yeah, she's very, very legit. And so why these people are saying that? So to give you a little bit of a background of mine, can I say that? Background of mine. So I work as a matchmaker 16 years, but I worked with a Heart Rocket as a co-founder 7 years. And before that, I had my little agency, super tiny one. But before that, my first job was a letter writer. I'm not proud of that, but that is a wonderful experience that allowed me to share with all of the guys that we helped so many years, how does it work? And I know all this system from very inside. So it's not that I read on the internet or watch the other blogger or anything. I unfortunately have done it. I apologize to everyone, but it is what it is. So now I can rescue thousands of people who are following this channel. So winter time is the season when the letter writing websites, it's the website where you put your and his age, and you got a lot of letters from a very beautiful blonde with the blue eyes, with a huge Groot. And everything, and you truly want, as a single man, you want to believe that this is the reality, that Ukrainian ladies are like that. They are looking for big age gap. They're looking for, for all of this because they're poor and desperate. They live in Ukraine. And the winter been always the time when I, as a translator, as a letter writer, I've been making the most amount of money because it's getting colder, it's getting lonelier, the holidays are coming, there is nobody to celebrate it with, and so the guys feel, there's less job, if you work in a farm or anything, there's definitely less work to do, and the guys tick, 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 start searching for this website. And all the guys who are reaching out to us now, they are sharing the same experience, how amazingly it starts. So we've been trained in the agency that I've been working, we've been trained how to write these letters. And I remember that one time I was talking to one guy, and we spoke about cuisine, because like with different guys we have to talk about different topics. But this guy, he was into cooking, so for me it was easy because I also like to cook. And so
sounds like you had a real connection.
So don't be jealous. So like my boss, she was reading the messages, so she can see. It was a big website, so they can see the correspondence. And like once a week and on Friday we had a meetup where she would say, you know, she would give some bonuses to us as interpreters. Somebody, she would say like, you've done a great job. And she starts shaming me bad time, that my topics are not interesting, that I talk with guys about food, where I need to talk about sex, I need to send them, you know, I need to tell something provocative, I need to make them fantasize or something, send me more photos. So because like every photo that they attach on this website, like it costs some extra money. And I felt like completely, I didn't work there a long time. I worked there basically the whole summer. I went there when I was a student, so it was a school break started. And then when I get back to university, I already started doing other job. I was working at socials. But anyway, and about socials, I also can share with you guys a lot. And so they've been shaming me that my text was not enough of a hot topics for the guys. So my guys would leave me, you know, on this conversation. Mm-hmm. So that is not just a random chats that you get. Like all the guys say how the deep conversation goes, how the lady is supportive, how the lady is, you know, understand him very well when nobody else does. And so it feels very real. It feels very good, especially if you as a guy come from the culture where people not bullshit each other, when they don't lie to each other. And when you meet someone, you want to believe that this is legit. And that is a big pain for me, because I know that as a matchmaker, if you really want to have a connection, you can have it, right? Like you can meet a person and you can be happy and you can build the same communication conversation about borscht or about anything else or about sex, anything you want, you know? But these letter writing websites, they suck you in so deeply that some guys, even after conversation with us, they don't want to believe in that.
They go back to it.
They go back to that. Or they send the screenshot saying that, okay, I need to send here a message that I spoke with you and you told me it's a scam. And so like we do not recommend to do that, because like it's just an extra credit that this like somebody who is getting your letters will get a bonus. Like it will.
You don't need to close it off.
You don't need to close it, and it's very painful, because like for me the problem that I see in that, the biggest problem is that guys start thinking that the whole Ukrainian dating is scam, and they don't believe anymore in the real connections. And that is like as a matchmaker who visiting the weddings, you know, doing all these like things, you know, all these dates, all these trips and etc. I understand that is my biggest pain. I know how guys are hurt and they don't, like, they go back to their shell, they don't want to date after that, they don't trust women at all, and they also waste thousands of money.
Yeah, you know,
thousands of dollars. Yeah.
There's you know, we try to help as many people as we can, but sometimes when you give the truth, it's very easy for the other side to say, no, we're wrong, they're right. Why? Because they have the, you know, the photoshopped woman, right? The bigger age gap. And so it's hard for us to compete with that. And we've got many different stories that we could share at some point where they convinced them that we were wrong and they were right, only for them to get scammed out of thousands again. The other thing too I want to warn you guys about, if you have found these websites, and you know what they are, because tons of beautiful, super beautiful women, like women in real life, you don't even see women that beautiful. And I actually did I took a bunch of them and I put them through a checker that checks how much of them are AI, and I posted it into Rocket Club, which is our community. And it was like 99%, 89%. So they were all AI generated or modified heavily by AI. So you're not even writing to the right.
So for us, it's very obvious, because like I deal with the pictures every single day. Like when the ladies are sending me, and like we try never to allow, you know, heavy filter. But some guys who are not used to that, he doesn't even think that it can be, you know, because AI getting so good that you don't really understand. You just think that this person exists, and that is a very, very attractive image. It's the same as like burger and McDonald's. You're always making this example, you know, when you look at that. We've been in US, and in airport I decided that I want McDonald's. Sorry about that, but like it was like a beautiful picture, and then when you got it, and it's like,
and on that point, I bought chicken nuggets And they tasted like cardboard. I've had chicken nuggets in New Zealand before and in Ukraine, and they were very
It's a
tasty.
different topic.
There it was, oh my goodness. Anyway, so the other thing that you may think, because you've got off that website, and this is what we're seeing now, is that the guys go off that website. And what I think is that the person writing these like letters, whoever it is, and you think it's the beautiful Maria, they get a sense that you're gonna close out. You're feeling it's not right, and those websites have rules, right? The websites can't scam you, right? Because they have a credit card processing. There's a lot of rules around this, and so they have to abide by these rules. Otherwise, they risk the client or the customer, whatever you call it, asking for their money back, right? So there's lots of rules around that in order for them to process Visa, MasterCard, right? I don't want to go too deep into it. So they will get you off the website, and you'll go onto Telegram, most likely Telegram, or WhatsApp, or email, believe it or not. And so you end up on email. Now, when you're on email thinking, great, I've got off this website, I don't have to pay for it anymore, you also relinquish the rules that the website sets, which is asking for money and scamming, because the website won't allow it. The websites are not scamming, right? The websites are facilitating a platform for guys to believe they're in a relationship without actually being in a relationship, right? And now they're getting so smart that there's nothing about relationships. It's just chat to Ukrainian woman, right? You saw these ones, right? It's like chat something now or something like that. And so there's no promise of a relationship. You start chatting, they make you feel like you're in a relationship. But when they decide that, when you decide time is enough, I've spent $10,000 and we're never going to meet because, whatever, there's no logistical way they can meet, that you and her can meet. So then they move to email and you think, wow, this is great. I have found the secret hack. I have managed to bypass the credit card processing and now I'm getting it for free. But still, no contact information is, exchanged.
Yeah, like nobody communicate with emails. Like, and most of the website will do email.
We don't even communicate by email through our business anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's not even a thing, right? So then you get to the point where you're thinking that you've hacked the system. You found a way to not use a matchmaker or pay for this because you're one of the lucky ones, right? Then comes eventually, roof was leaking, my hot water cylinder blew up, the war, I need a generator, my grandmother is sick, not the grandfather. Always the grandmother.
Yeah.
We say, like, what about the grandfather? Poor grandfather's sitting there. He doesn't get anything for his medical bills. Always the grandmother.
Yeah, because
poor
it's
woman. And so, but it's just, now you're in the wild, wild west. Now there's nothing that you can do. You can't ask for your money back. You can't do a chargeback. You can't do any of those things. Now when you send your money by MoneyGram, you're going to lose it. That's it.
Yeah, and it's sad because a lot of guys really believe that if the girl gave him like the WhatsApp, like then they crack the code. But we just one of the calls that we've done today was the guy that talked to the lady for a long time. We a little bit surprised by the period of time, but maybe she just has like a lot in communication, so that's why she was trying to make it longer in order to make it sound real for him. So when we check the pictures and like all of the guys who are calling us, we eventually find these girls on either like very strange website or most of them even on a stock market. So this particular lady, she was a model and it's not her name, it's not her real like age or anything like that. There's a lot of pictures of her online and those pictures are very usable. So it's not like just on a podium, like a model. It's just like, she do like different footage. So the guy, they just stole it because the beautiful blonde girl with a blue eye, of course, will catch somebody's attention. And like the red flag, of course, was not having a video chat. But there are so many different ways of scam that even some guys, when we say, did you talk to her on video? He said, yes. And then like he understands that, he doesn't want to share with us fully this information. So we need to like take it out of him and say, did you really talk to her? Yeah, the camera was on, but it was very dark because it was like attacks, and she wanted to turn off the lights. So the curtains were closed and I can't really see her, but I heard her. Guys, come on, 21st century. No matter how bad it is, we always, I have a guy who still doesn't want to believe that he is getting scammed. Maybe he's watching this. I chat with him a lot on Telegram, and his girlfriend is in Odessa, and that it is my home city, and she's telling him such bullshit, and he really believes in that. And every time he messaged me and say, Luba, is there power cut for 3 weeks in Odessa? And my family is there, my friends, all my our assistant there, it's not, it haven't been 3 weeks of power cut. And then he messaged me and said, you know, like they just occupied Odessa, you know, and I said like, no, they didn't. And so all this bullshit, and these girls, like they're absolutely soulless, or girls or guys who are doing that. I mean, the guys.
I reckon it's guys that are doing it.
Sometimes the men are doing this letter writing. Like, I mean, as a girl.
I think when they move off to the email, I think it's the guys
it's
that are doing
really
it.
shocking. And I hope that you guys, like, by this time, by so many years of this scam, like, you get it. But if you still do it and you're unsure and you think that no, it can happen to anyone else but not me, it's safer to just book a call with us and let us find the evidence for you so you can have a closure. Because I understand that as a man, you cannot believe that, you don't want to believe that you've been scammed. I remember one time in Ukraine, like I was trying to rent a car because the rental system is not very common, and I really needed a car, and my bad, you know, I didn't use this Sixt or something like good service that was much more expensive. I found one that was cheaper. It's a great example. I just think about that right now. So it's a great example. It was cheap, and there was no big form to fill. You know, I was in a rush. My car was in service. I need to pick up clients, and so the price was half price, literally half price. And so the guy was extremely nice, talking to me, saying that, you know, they will bring the car. I didn't have to worry about anything. I don't have to go anywhere. I literally just super quickly, I pay for that. Even my bank asked me, am I sure that I want to send? Like, there was not like because in Ukraine there's not like such a, you know, fraud or anything. They're like 3D security. There was like, are you sure you want to send? Like, you know, it's your responsibility. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. This guy was like super sweet. The moment I sent money, it just got absolutely like, that's it. They ghosted me. I went to police. I said, hey, like, here's what happened to me. And I didn't know about the program that we use right now. So when the guy's giving us phone numbers, I can track the number and see who really owns that number. So when I came to police, they already knew that number, and they said that this is guys from the jail. This is their business, and they called Cox.
Cox. Cockheads.
No, like they're not cockheads. Tell me, Kukariku. What's this like animal? Kukariku. Like there's a hen and there's her husband.
What? The hen and the husband. The rooster.
Rooster, yeah. Okay. So, but it cocks and. Anyway, so that was and when I checked through this program, the police told me about this program. So I checked and I helped like how many hundreds of guys we helped with this program. So police told me about this program. They said, check this number by yourself. And when I check it, everybody lists them as like, you know, stealers, like jail prisoners, you know, cocks and etc. And so I felt like yes, I kind of paid less than I should, but I didn't get anything. So I understand.
That's the issue with these letter writing websites, is that they know that like it's very easy to get someone hooked because it's free. You know, if a beautiful woman like comes and sits next to you and says, oh, you don't have to buy me a drink, you don't have to take me out for dinner, I'll be yours. Any man will go, yes, it's too easy. I can't believe how easy this was for me to be in this situation. And so that's the idea that sort of gets these guys hooked, is that they may look at maybe a service like ours and go, oh my God, this costs thousands of dollars. I'm not paying that. I'll try and do it myself, right? And some things you can do yourself.
Remember about cooks.
But they're waiting for you to do it yourself, so they can grab you. And the thing is too, is like when they take you off those websites, eventually you'll have enough and you'll go off, and they'll be emailing you. Your email, or whether it's Telegram or WhatsApp, is posted into the Telegram groups with the rest of the scammers, right? And we've had access to these groups of them posting, this is how much money he pays. This guy's cheap, don't waste your time. It's the photos, It's his profile, it's everything. And these groups have thousands and thousands of women in them. And I'm sure there's many groups, we only had access to a few of them. And they're giving advice how to get more money out of this particular guy. And there was a guy in there, and he was like with a girl with champagne, maybe you remember it. And they posted him in there, and all the other women were like, oh, I've been with him, I've got money from him. And he was
they even have a blacklist of the guys that not sending money. So like they have a blacklist of you guys that not sending money.
Cheap.
That are
You're
cheap.
too cheap.
Yeah, so they said don't waste money on that, like we can. And they share sometimes when the guy is like too rich and they know that, you know, they will share with other girls, like they post like as a sister community. It sounds sick, I know, and
it is sick.
And it is sick. And for me, I will repeat that the biggest pain that I got from this is that as a matchmaker, like I'm losing guys who believe in that, who believe in relationship, who believe in love. And the only thing that we can do is that we can as much as we can, you know, by throwing this video here or posting this video, not throwing, this video there, is just to tell guys, be cautious, you know, don't, like there's other ways to meet ladies even on your own, not through the matchmaker. It is possible, but you need to be aware. So the same as I do for my girls on consultations when I coach the ladies, you know, I understand that I, as an agency, like as Hard Target, we will not be able to find men to every single lady, but I always try to find better option for them. Same we do with the clients who are reaching out to us. We won't work with all of the guys who called us, but we definitely can at least give them direction where to go in order to not get that scam, that hurt, and waste so much money. But the most important, to waste that much time. That is, nobody, no matter how much money you're gonna get refunded, the time, nobody gonna refund you.